Stay with me until the very end of this video, because what you're about to hear will completely change the way you think about our planet. Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that Earth wasn't the small, fragile world we know today, but a massive, powerful super-Earth, a planet 2, 3, or even 10 times larger than the one we call home. What would our oceans look like? How would our bodies adapt? Would humanity even exist? And if we did, would our civilization be unrecognizable? For the next few minutes, we're going to explore a version of Earth that never was, but easily could have been. So don't click away. This is going to get wild. Let's start with the basics. A super-Earth is a type of planet that's bigger than Earth but smaller than Neptune. These worlds are incredibly common in the universe, far more common than Earth-sized planets. In fact, when astronomers look at distant star systems, super-Earths show up everywhere. They come in all kinds of varieties: rocky, ocean-covered, volcanic, or wrapped in thick atmospheres. But here's the twist. Our solar system doesn't have a single one. Earth is tiny compared to the giants we see out there. So the question becomes, what if Earth had formed differently? What if it had gathered more mass in the early days of the solar system? What if Earth had become a super-Earth? The first thing you'd notice on a super-Earth version of our planet is gravity. If Earth were, say, twice its current size, gravity would be significantly stronger. You'd feel heavier. Every step would take more effort. Jumping would feel like trying to leap underwater. Over generations, humans would evolve differently. We'd likely be shorter, stockier, with stronger bones and denser muscles. Tall, fragile frames wouldn't survive long in a world where gravity constantly pulls harder on your body. Even our hearts would be different. Thicker walls, more powerful contractions, built to push blood upward against the relentless pull of gravity. But gravity wouldn't just change us. It would reshape the entire planet. Mountains would be shorter because the crust couldn't support tall peaks under stronger gravitational pressure. The Himalayas might look more like rolling hills. Volcanoes would erupt differently, with lava flowing slower and spreading wider. Rivers would carve deeper channels. Even the atmosphere would behave differently. A super-Earth would hold on to gases more tightly, creating a thicker, denser atmosphere. The sky might appear darker or more hazy. Sunsets could be deeper shades of red and orange. Storms would be more intense, with towering clouds and powerful winds fueled by the dense air. And then there's the ocean. On a super-Earth, water behaves differently under higher pressure. The oceans would be deeper, darker, and more mysterious. Sunlight might not penetrate as far, creating vast regions of permanent twilight beneath the waves. Marine life would evolve in strange ways. Creatures would need stronger bodies to withstand the pressure. Some might develop bioluminescence to navigate the darkness. Entire ecosystems could thrive in places where Earth's oceans would be too hostile. Before we go deeper, if you're enjoying this journey so far, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. It helps the channel grow and ensures you never miss another mind-bending exploration. Now let's talk about the atmosphere, because this is where things get really interesting. A super-Earth would likely have a thicker atmosphere, which means more air pressure at the surface. Breathing would feel different, heavier, denser, almost like inhaling warm mist. Sound would travel farther and deeper. Thunder would rumble like distant explosions. Even simple things like throwing a ball or flying a drone would feel off. The air would resist movement more strongly. But a thicker atmosphere also means better protection. Cosmic radiation, solar flares, and meteor impacts would be less dangerous. Meteors that reach Earth's surface today might burn up completely in a super-Earth's atmosphere. Lightning storms could be more dramatic, with massive bolts stretching across the sky, and the greenhouse effect might be stronger, depending on the composition of the air. If the atmosphere had more carbon dioxide, methane, or water vapor, the planet could be warmer, maybe even tropical, from pole to pole. But what about life? Would life even emerge on a super-Earth? The answer is almost certainly yes. In fact, many scientists believe super-Earths might be the best places for life in the universe. Their thick atmospheres protect them. Their strong gravity helps them hold on to water. Their geological activity lasts longer, providing heat and nutrients. If Earth were a super-Earth, life might be even more diverse and abundant than it is today. Plants would grow differently. Under stronger gravity, tall trees might be rare. Instead, vegetation could spread outward, forming dense, sprawling forests. Leaves might be thicker to withstand the weight of the atmosphere. Colors could shift depending on the light spectrum and atmospheric density. Imagine forests of deep purple, crimson, or blue, absorbing different wavelengths of sunlight. Animals would evolve to be compact and powerful. Birds might struggle to fly in the dense air, so flightless species could dominate. Insects might grow larger because the thick atmosphere helps support their bodies. Marine creatures could become massive, using the buoyancy of the deep oceans to escape the crushing gravity on land. Life would adapt in ways that seem alien to us, yet perfectly natural on a super-Earth. Halfway through this video, I want to remind you to like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you're fascinated by alternate versions of our world. It helps the channel grow and lets me keep bringing you these deep dive explorations. Now let's explore how human civilization would develop on a super-Earth. Technology would evolve differently. Buildings would need stronger foundations to withstand gravity. Skyscrapers might be impossible or extremely rare. Cities would spread outward instead of upward. Transportation would require more energy. Cars, trains, and aircraft would need powerful engines to overcome the dense atmosphere and heavy gravity. Air travel might be limited to specialized aircraft, or even impossible for commercial use. Space travel would be one of the biggest challenges. Escaping Earth's gravity today requires enormous rockets. On a super-Earth, the energy needed would be far greater. Reaching orbit might be nearly impossible with chemical rockets. Humanity might never leave the planet. We might never explore the solar system. We might never land on the moon or send probes to Mars. A super-Earth civilization could be technologically advanced, yet forever trapped on its home world. But that doesn't mean progress would stop. Instead, innovation would focus inward. Underground cities, floating platforms, advanced robotics, and powerful energy systems might dominate. With a thicker atmosphere, wind energy could be incredibly efficient. With stronger geological activity, geothermal power could be abundant. A super-Earth civilization might be greener, more sustainable, and more self-contained than ours. Weather patterns would also shape society. With a dense atmosphere, storms could be massive. Hurricanes might be larger, but slower. Rainfall could be heavier. Climate zones might be more extreme. The equator could be a humid, storm-filled jungle, while the poles could be mild and temperate. Seasons might shift differently, depending on the planet's tilt and rotation. Speaking of rotation, a super-Earth might spin slower due to its mass. Days could be longer. Nights could stretch for hours or even days. The sky at night might glow with auroras, lightning, and atmospheric reflections. The world would feel both familiar and alien at the same time. As we approach the end of this video, think about what all of this means. Earth could easily have been a super-Earth. A slight change in the early solar system, a little more mass, a few more collisions, a different distribution of dust, and our world would be unrecognizable. Humanity might be shorter, stronger, and more grounded. Our cities might be wider, our oceans deeper, our skies thicker. We might never reach the stars. Or we might evolve in ways that make us even more resilient. Before we wrap up, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next deep space exploration. And I want to hear from you. Would you want to live on a super-Earth? Do you think humanity would thrive or struggle? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. Thank you for watching until the end. The universe is full of possibilities, and imagining alternate versions of our world helps us understand just how special Earth truly is.